In this recording, we're going to talk about entering or finishing up the pairings themselves, pairing sheet. We've got the courses set up and we selected the players. Now we're doing step 3, pairings. Okay, so now I'm on the pairing sheet. This pairing sheet, as it comes up, has all the players populated. At times, it depends on how your spreadsheet is set up, or if you use an Excel or OpenOffice. This may be blank when you first come up. If it is, uh, then you have to press F9. Okay, so I'll hit F9, and you'll notice when I do that, the names scramble around. Players stay in the same order, A, B, C, D, but if the sheet is not populated, press F9 a couple of times and it will populate. So you remember we had 25 players. This is calculated out at 7 groups, and it looks like there's 3 threesomes in this group. Okay, um, I can keep on hitting F9 until I get the players like I want them, or I can accept what's there. It's up to me how I want to scramble them. Uh, on the right hand side, there's some special instructions that you need to understand. The F9 key, as many times as you want, like I said, it scrambles the teams. Um, there's a randomizer in here. The reason we have this F9 is because we want to randomize the sorting of players so people don't play with the same players every time. Should the same people sign up. Uh, do not attempt to type anything on this page without first locking it. We'll talk about how to do that. Uh, and then do not copy this page to another spreadsheet or document and make changes there. If you do, the manual changes won't be reflected in the scorecards, which depend on this sheet here, the scorecards. The next page takes everything off this sheet. Uh, and then there's ways of copying and pasting that you got to be careful with. Don't ever use cut paste. Always use copy paste. So anyways, if you'll notice, say for example, my cursor's on John Perrell or Doug Gottschalk. If I go and look up above here for Doug Gottschalk, it doesn't have his name here. There's a formula. That's true with every cell in here as I go through there. They're all formulas. Uh, and there's a reason for that. That's the randomizer and the way this thing is calculated. So if I start typing names on top of, for example, Harry Hunter, I want to change that to a different name, I end up screwing up that formula, so I can't just randomly type. So once I get everything set the way I want to, and remember we had a guest in here. His name was, he was a 10 handicap, so he's probably a B player, Joe Guest. Joe Guest is right now playing with Rod Keeling, but let's say Joe Guest really was invited here by Larry Allen, and Larry wants to play with his guest. So we're gonna have to move Joe Guest from here up to Larry Allen's team, and probably just move Mike back down to Rod Keeling's team, which will probably make Rod Keeling the winner because Rod Keeling and Mike are a heck of a good group. But that's up to you where you move them, okay? But you can't move them willy-nilly. First thing you have to do is lock the spreadsheet down. Okay, there is a macro to lock the spreadsheet. It talks about the macro in here. The macro is run by using uh, Command L, I believe. But I'll show you how to do it an easy way. Say the spreadsheet right now is as close as it comes to the way I want it. I know I still have to move Joe Guest up. So I'm going to take the spreadsheet, highlight the down to just down to the bottom of what I need right there. Okay, so you see that's all highlighted there. I can do an edit, copy, okay, and I do an edit, paste special, and this is exactly what the macro is doing, by the way. I don't paste all because I don't want the formulas to be pasted. I'm just going to paste text and numbers. So I'm replacing all the formulas in these cells with the data that's in those cells, okay? So if I paste special, I just paste the spreadsheet on top of itself. Now if I put my cursor under Rod Keeling's name's there, Peter Thomason, Ed Wiggins. So all the numbers have been replaced. I mean, all the formulas have been replaced with with text. Okay, so that's a good starting point. Um, now I need to change Joe Guest here to his to put him up where my collie is now. The way I would do that, and I wouldn't do a cut paste, I would do a copy paste. I'd take Joe Guest, his head. I could type this in. I don't have to copy paste. Okay, I can type Joe Guest in here and type my collie down here, or I could copy paste them. So let's just do. I'll take Joe Guest here, edit, copy. Now Mike's a 9 handicap. I'll remember that. Edit, paste. Guest is there. My collie, and I'll give him his 9 handicap. All right, I made that change. Now Joe Guest is playing with Larry Allen, and Mike Holly was moved to the other team. Now you can move anybody around here you want manually. Just don't lose track of the players. Okay. Now you've entered the players and you're ready to go to the next step. What I like to do before doing that, though, is typically clean up the stuff I don't need. So I just highlighted a bunch of cells below the ones I have here. I'll do edit, delete contents, delete all. I don't need all that stuff down below. Really don't need this stuff either. You don't have to do this, but it's just a cleanup step that allows you, for example, to enter the scores right. I mean the rules right there if you want to edit, delete contents, delete all. Fine. Now I've got my pairing sheet nice and pretty. I can, if I want to, I can type the first 9. I can the rules for the day. First 9, we play too low net. I can say then you don't have to put this here. You can put this anywhere you want. I usually put it there. But you don't have to put it there, but this does nothing later on. The scorecards now take all this information here and enter it. One last thing you want to do is if you know the holes we're playing with, you can type the holes in here. So if it is 1A, 1B, 18A, and maybe 18B, and you find out that 17 is a par 3, so we might just play 17, and then we'll put this one on 16A, and this one on 16B. Okay, now we're ready to go. We're ready to go and do the scorecards. Simple. That'll be the next video.